A lot of people think open houses are just for nosy neighbors. Honestly, some of the most important buyer decisions happen quietly during open houses. I've always found it interesting that open houses get dismissed so easily by people in real estate because when they're done well, they're incredibly valuable for both buyers and sellers. For buyers, an open house is often the very first low-pressure step into the process. They get to walk through a home they're genuinely curious about without immediately feeling like they're committed to something or being pushed into a conversation they're not ready to have yet. That matters more than people realize. A lot of buyers are still figuring out what they want and what they can afford, or whether they even just trust the process yet. And honestly, sometimes buyers are more comfortable opening up during an open house conversation than they are during a formal private showing with an agent standing right beside them the entire time. That's actually one reason I often have other agents from my office host my open houses. Buyers can feel more relaxed talking honestly with somebody else who is not directly representing the seller. They ask better questions then. They share concerns more openly. Sometimes they even end up finding the right agent relationship through that conversation. Another thing people don't realize is how many buyers intentionally wait for the open house instead of scheduling a private showing with their agent immediately. Especially here in Atlanta, buyers often want to see the energy around the property first before they decide how serious they are, and energy matters. For sellers, open houses create something photos and videos simply cannot replicate: movement, conversation, atmosphere. Buyers start imagining what it would actually feel like to live there while people are naturally flowing through the home. Can friends gather comfortably here? Does the kitchen feel social over there? Would this house feel good during the holidays or on a random Saturday night with people over? Those emotions become a lot more real during an open house than they do scrolling photos online. Buyers also get access to information they may not have gotten otherwise. They can ask questions directly about the neighborhood, the street, the age of the systems, or little quirks about the property. Sometimes their own agent honestly may not know those answers yet, especially if the home just hit the market. So they can go to the open house, ask the agent there, and have all their questions answered. And then there's something else that quietly happens during busy open houses. Buyers listen to each other. They hear comments. They notice who keeps circling back through the kitchen. They can see couples whispering in corners or standing in the background, taking longer than expected. If a property is hot and the open house is packed with activity, buyers feel that immediately. Sometimes that's the exact moment somebody realizes they need to stop casually browsing and actually make a move. Now, open houses are also one of the best ways for sellers to get honest feedback. Not polished feedback from private showings, okay? Real feedback. People at open houses tend to say things they would never formally submit through an agent after a private showing. They're more candid and less filtered. And that information can be incredibly useful for sellers trying to understand how buyers are reacting to the home in real time. Open houses are not magic, but when they're marketed correctly, staffed correctly, and positioned correctly, they still play a very important role in how homes sell, especially in Atlanta, where buyer psychology and momentum can shift fast. If you're thinking about selling and want to understand how open houses fit into a larger strategy for getting your home sold, call or text me directly at 404-906-5857, or go to robsmith.com and click sell. Answer a few questions, and my team and I will help you build a plan around your home, your timing, and the kind of buyers most likely to respond to it. A good open house is not just people wandering through a home, it's buyers figuring out whether they can see themselves living there.